Hello, everybody. Today's going to be a little bit of a weird stream. I'm going to spend the first half doing a kind of tutorial on modding, and then the second half will be more geared towards anything else that I'm going. But for now, we're going to start with modding. So I'm going to go ahead and start the recording. Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome. We are going to be starting a modding uh, guide here. So the first thing that I'd recommend, if you don't already have it, I'm
You
on
are a true
Submarines here.
hunter. Where would
Hi,
the
Savalon.
sanctuary be without you?
And I'm going to show you an area that's going to make life a lot easier. We are going to be modding 4 items, 4 to 5 items today.
You
But if
will
you
make
don't
an
already have it,
excellent
coming to
hunter.
Cephalon here and buying.
These can make you an even stronger hunter.
It's somewhere here. Oh, I gotta find it.
Knowledge is the path to
Um,
singularity.
you probably won't have all of this. But we're looking. I guess I could go. It's gonna be it's somewhere in here. I just can't find it. Simulacrum access key for 50,000. Get this because then what that'll do is it will give you access to this specific simulacrum. Now, what this does is it allows you to, depending, it all depends on so like here I can scan. These are all the enemies that I finished scanning. These are all ones that I have not scanned yet. I don't know why that one's. That's weird. Yeah, so these are all the ones that I haven't finished scanning yet, but these are the ones that I have finished scanning because I've scanned enough Orokin. I have the Orokin battle groups. That's one that we're going to be using. This allows you to turn on things like Steel Path, Friendly Fire, Companion Invincibility, normal invincibility, pausing AI. Usually, I would recommend, unless you're testing specifically a radioactive build, I'd recommend having Steel Path on, unless you're testing something for lower levels. Pause AI on, unless you're testing radioactive, and then turn off Pause AI and turn on Friendly Fire, and then Invincibility probably, or even Companion Invincibility. But for now, we're going to be doing that. Enemy level, I'm going to set to the maximum. So in this case, it's 130, but depending on how high your MR is, it'll go up more and more. And then I'm going to give us the battle group. I'm actually not going to be using the simulacrum because how this works is there's 8 here, and there's 6 over here, and then there's 6 over here, and that's extremely spread out compared to what I want. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the relay. And we're gonna pick up the other 2 are just objectively better. Have you the Moonlight Courtyard. This one I don't think is too difficult to get. And then the Ballroom Simulacrum. This one is a limited time, but it is probably the best. In my opinion, for testing. There's like 1 or 2 others that are better. But for reference, you have all 20 of your enemies right there. They're all 130. And we're gonna be doing a little bit of modding showcase here. So, first things first, we're gonna do Caliban. Now, I have a Caliban build here, but I'm gonna walk you through the steps. So the first things first is, especially for Warframes, is you want to identify what ability you want to use, and if you have any, if you want to use an augment. So we know this passive. We're gonna look over all these abilities real quick and see what we want to build and what we don't. The passive, enemies within allies within affinity range gain up to 50% resistance to the type of damage they are currently taking. So basically, once they take 1 point of a certain damage or 1 hit of a certain damage, the rest until that damage type switches, they're gonna be resistant to it. This is your Razor Gyre. This is what this build is a Razor Gyre build. I'm probably gonna stray away from a Razor Gyre build though. See though, this dashing forward, Vortex of Death, dashing forward in a spinning Vortex of Death, struck enemies are infected with the Tau status effect, making them more vulnerable to all of the status effects for each enemy hit. Recover a portion of energy cost, as well as health and shield. Enemies lifted with Sentient Wraith take increased damage. So the good thing about this, the reason why I use this build, specifically for him, is because I get a lot of energy back per enemy. So I can, if I hit 4 enemies, it does not use any energy, and it gives me a ton of health and shield regen. So it's really nice because this groups enemies together, and when this has a certain enemy type out or ally type out, focus fire those enemies within 70%. They just all spawn next around them, and it fires 70% electrical damage and fire rate for 6 seconds. So this is a really good mod. So if you're planning on making a Calaman build and you can pick that up from any syndicate, that's what I recommend. But in this case, we're probably gonna be going for something else. A Sentient Wraith. This is literally just, it insta-kills things. If they take enough damage, it just kills them. If not, they get put in the air. There are 3 enemy types. I haven't actually looked into what enemy types there are, so I will have to look into those. But they all inflict Tau. This also inflicts Tau? Yeah, this does Tau damage specifically. And then this is just a big strips armor and shield. Each enemy struck detonates a stream of convergence, summoning Catalyst to wield their mini fusion. So it summons the first version. So if we go in, you hit 3, you switch between them. So this is your Conjurers. I believe these are your melee guys. Go over here and see what happens. These are your melee guys. They become Beyblades. And they do really strong base damage. Like, this is no modding. Almost kill a 130. Not bad. Alright, so the next one is going to be your Ortholith. This is the one that you're going to be wanting to run for your first. They place down. They're your long range. They will also go into orbital cannon form. They do a decent amount of damage. Not a ton, but the big thing is that they do Tau. And then the last one is your Simulus. This summons just a shit ton of them. Summons a ton, and then they do. And then if they take too much damage, I think they reset. And then this guy just falls. Oh, and he does a little bit of damage too. Alright. So that is how those abilities work. So we're I'm probably gonna build around, oh yeah, and then here's actually for reference, here's your one. It just gets around this Tau damage. Or inflicts Tau. Here's your 2. Flips everyone into the air. Here's your 3 is the summons, and then here's your 4. And so, yeah, there you go. It does armor strip because that guy, all others should have armor. So it's a really good armor strip build. Because, like, here, that guy has yellow. Here, that guy has yellow. And now they don't. So, very good armor strip. Anyways, I digress. Modding time. So, I think that we are going to go for a... just going to buff these guys as much as possible and possibly do some armor strip. So, first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put on a Blind Rage. And we're going to look at how this strength and efficiency affects things. So, if it's gray, it has been negatively impacted, and if it is green, it has been positively impacted. If it is red, it has not changed. So a lot of the time, people like to put on like this, and then a range duration one to see exactly what gets affected. But I like to have that. Look at this. I like to have that on the side, so I'm able to just like, okay, cool. I know that this is going to get affected by this, and this, and then now it's being more affected. So, but it's like, oh, yeah, if I throw this on, obviously the duration's going to change, the range is going to change because this is a minus range. The range is going to change all that fun stuff. So, if we're looking like the defense reduction's at 99. That's what's changing that. It's usually at 50. Why are you up? You know, I'm not gonna question. The defense reduction is 99. That's really good because you can just say nuh-uh and remove all defense. It's stupid broken. But anyways, so I guess I should do normal. So, mods, especially for Warframes, and actually everything, there are 2 ways to increase the amount of capacity that you have. Your first way is by potatoing, and actually, this weapon here is a weapon. It's all right. So the first way it has 30 capacity. First way is by potatoing. Potato. Now it has 60 capacity. Next is going to be this here. Now, Warframes have aura mods. Weapons do not. There might be some weapons that do or whatever. Oh, I know Melee has stance mods. If I go here, Melee has a stance mod. But yeah, so right now we're at 60 for Caliban, and then let's go and throw on an aura mod. So the aura that we're gonna throw on is gonna be actually probably correct. But basically, if you don't know how mods work, this symbol here, there are a ton of symbols. Specifically, there is Batterai, Bazarin, Humarian, the Nurk, Umbra, and then this symbol, which is any. So this has the any symbol, and it will get a buff out of that. Otherwise, so let's say I wanted to put an aura mod on, and I put the flat line. I'm just gonna refer to them as like straight, curved triangle, and then the Nurk probably. But if I put a straight on here, it gets buffed. But if I put like a curved, it gets debuffed. So it was 9, now it's 7. So I only get 67 instead of 74. So if we throw on Caress Projection, we're going to get an extra 14, and we have a 74. Now, this goes for all the mods, right? You see that, and I put this on there, it's going to go down. But if I put this on there, it's going to go up. So it's going to go from 16 to 20. That is a huge jump that I'm using a large portion of my stuff for no reason. There are ways to get them. It's called polarization. You take this and you spend what is called a forma. And actually, I can show you. Oh yeah, I want this forma. And then you get one of those 4. If you want a Umbra symbol, because there are Umbra mods like Umbra Vitality, you would have to go here. You have to go to polarization. You have to go Umbra forma, and then you get to choose one that is Umbra. Now, let's say, and this will only really matter on one of 2 things, either the way that it looks or on weapons specifically. So like if I wanted to swap polarity, if I wanted to swap this one and this one, I can at any time. Once you've polarized it once, so once you have put one forma into it, you can swap these around however you want. With that being said, on Warframes, it does not really matter because these can go in whatever order they want. The only time that it matters is when you want it to look good. On weapons, however, that is where it changes slightly. The reason why this. So, there are 2 types of status effects, and I've talked about this on TikTok, but I will go over it again here. There are 2 types of status effects. 3 technically, but two overall types. There is physical and there's elemental. Your physical status effects are your puncture, which puncture temporarily reduces targets' damage output by up to 80% and increase critical chance of damage taken by up to 25 with multiple stacks. This can be good, especially for like if you're going for a crit build. Jacking up your puncture can be really funny if you're going for it. But a lot of people, I do not see a lot of people using puncture builds unless like things are very much built for it. You don't see them very often. The next one is impact, which I cannot put on here. And then the last one is slash. So I'll talk about those in a minute. But the difference between physical and elemental is this gives impact. If I throw this on here, it should tell me right here that it has impact, but it doesn't. So for both impact and slash, throw a razor shot on there. It doesn't do anything. But if I throw a puncture on, because it has puncture, so that's puncture of 220, now it goes up to 253. So physical damage types, oh, that's what that is. Physical damage types don't get added if you add a mod. But let's say I added a, not fire, heat. Added a heat mod. Now I have heat to the weapon on both accounts, and that's really cool. So let's say I wanted to add electricity. I can add electricity, but you cannot add impact, you cannot add slash, and you cannot add puncture. Let's go over what each of those do. Slash temporarily ignores target's armor and causes them to bleed over time for extra damage. And then impact causes the target to flail backwards temporarily, with repeated stacks increasing the size and duration of the stagger. For heavy units such as Eximus, it will lower the Parazon Mercy kill threshold to 80% of total health with multiple stacks. So if you're going to be in an area that has like a ton of Eximus, this might be something you want, but a lot of the time you don't see it. A lot of the time you see just slash builds. And things might change, or if I'm just straight up wrong right now, let me know in the comments, and I will, rectify that. I will fix that. So, the next thing that I want to talk about is elemental status effects. There are two types of elemental status effects. There is primary and there's secondary. How's it doing, Moon Salad? So primary status effect, elemental status effects are going to be your electricity, your heat, your tox, and your cold. Now, you're going to notice when I add these on here, they start doing some really funny things like radiation and viral. Those are your secondaries. So, each of them have their own thing, so I'm actually going to... we're going to do this. So, let's see. Electricity chains between nearby enemies, temporarily applying a stun effect and dealing damage over time. So, this is going to be good for stunning a ton of enemies and doing a lot of damage, and like keeping groups together and doing like ad clear. You have your cold, which causes enemies to move and attack slower for each stack and will completely freeze for 3 seconds upon reaching 10 stacks. Increase critical damage by 10% for your first stack, with additional 5 per stack. This effect is doubled when frozen. So this is going to be really good for your crit builds. It can be very, very broken if you have everything set up for a crit build. It can just shred through people, so highly recommend. Heat is going to set enemies on fire, causing them to panic and temporarily reduce their armor up to 50% with multiple stacks. So this is going to be your armor shred. So if you're worried about enemies with heavy armor or stuff like that, this is going to be what's going to shred that armor away. And then you have your Tox, which allows damage to bypass enemy shields and deal damage directly to their health over a short duration. So this is those are your four bases. Out of those 4 bases, combine them together, you have 6 different combination possibilities, and we're going to go over each one right now. So the first 2 that we're going to go over is going to be gas, which it's just a gas cloud that deals damage over time to all enemies with a 3-meter radius. This is okay. You don't see a lot of these builds because they're not great. Things might have gas on them, but it's not the primary focus. But it does do damage to a small group of enemies. So if that's your goal, maybe gas is going to be the pick for you. Magnetic, which is... Oh, gas is from fire, heat, and tox. Magnetic is from cold and electricity. So, Magnetic increases shield and overguard damage by up to 325% with multiple stacks, and disables the target's shield regen for a short duration. When shield or overguard breaks, deal electricity damage for 3 seconds for enemies' max shield or overguard per stack with a forced electricity status effect. So basically, this is going to be what's going to thread through that enemy armor. So if you're in Steel Path or anything that has high armor, this might be something that you want to bring along. Your next one, and this kind of shows how mod location matters, specifically only for status effects mods. because, like, let's see, right now I have gas magnetic, but if I switch deep freeze with pathogen rounds, I get blast corrosive, and it reads from top left, like a book, top left to right, bottom left to right. So each of these is a line of code or whatever, and you read from left to right, top to bottom. So let's talk about blast, which is heat and cold. Blast deals 30% of base damage after 1.5 seconds as an explosion at 10 stacks or on death. Stacks deal their damage simultaneously with enemies within 5 meters while staggering them. Basically, big explosion. It's all right. You see a lot of weapons come with this because it's good, but it's not as broken as the other ones. You won't see a lot of weapons come with some of these other ones just because they're broken as hell. Corrosive temporarily removes up to 80% of the target's armor value with multiple stacks. If you can mix corrosive, which I don't think you can. If you can mix corrosive and magnetic, you can absolutely shred through some shields, and shred through some targets. It's very good. Remember, armor is different from shields, and armor is different from overguard. Armor is your base, damage reduction, while shield is just your shield, your regenning health. Last one is, I have to find this. Viral and radiation. Viral increases damage to health up to 325% with multiple stacks for a short duration. And radiation causes enemies to attack everything nearby, including allies, for a short duration. Confused damage increases up to 550% with multiple stacks. So basically, you could make everything attack everything else and ignore you. It's very nice and very funny. If I'm being honest, Viral is one of the best in the game right now due to its ability to just cut through health. Because if you pair it with something like Slash that ignores, like just as health damage, it ignores shield and armor. You know, it can be pretty good. If you've got 10 stacks of Viral, it just shreds instantly. It's very fun. But yeah, so if, like, you know, if I pathogen rounds over here, it'd make, yeah. So depending on that, these different things will have names, but let's say I really wanted Viral on my build. And I type in Viral. Well, obviously, there are no Viral mods. But there are Freeze and Tox mods. They will tell you where those... It'll give you the mods to make it if you type in the name. Now, Magnetic, if I spell it right, Magnetic, actually does have a... Yes, Magnetic might. Magnetic and Radiation both have, got it. Both Magnetic and Radiation have their own mods, despite their being secondary. They are special within the secondary. No other secondary, the other 4 secondary, do not have a mod like this. So if you are looking to put Magnetic and Corrosive on a build, this is going to be how you do it, because Magnetic is made with cold and electricity, while Corrosive is made with Tox electricity, if I can spell it right. There's your electricity, there's your Tox. Now you have a Magnetic Corrosive. This could be a very good build if everything goes according to plan. Now, if we wanted to build something like this, we wanted to build a, let's say, oh yeah, I wanted to build a weapon. I wanted to build this weapon, right? First things that we need to look at are what damage you do and whatever you're planning on doing. So let's say this is a secondary. So you're looking at your pistol mods, not your rifle mods. And then let's say I wanted to use this weapon as an incarnate. So let's say I wanted to use the weapon's incarnate form. So this weapon at base, you can see all this information here. Your critical chance is 26. If a critical chance or a status chance are above 25, heavy go into it, because it's probably what's going to make that weapon really good, because they scale really fast. Like this has a 26. So if I go crit, I find Merciless Gunflight, or critical chance, right? I spell chance right? So this is 187%, but let's say you don't have this, because this is a prime mod. Prime mods are difficult to get. We'll talk about how you get them in a minute. This is 120% critical chance. That goes up to 57%. Now let's throw this on Creeping Bullseye. I don't have this maxed out, but let's say you did have this maxed out. It would give you an extra 200% critical chance for a decreasing of 20 fire rate. They actually don't work together, which is weird because they do on other things. Is there a way to know if a mod will take into account a weapon's incarnate stat increases? Yeah, so if you roll down here, incarnate form, it says right here, this is all of your stat stuff, so this has a critical chance of 83 now instead of your 38. If I had primed Pistol Gambit, it'd be 109. So that's how you can tell if it's taking into account the incarnate stat increase. Some weapons, if there are certain mods, like I know here, there's a mod called Hunter's Munitions. This is a very unique mod that says 30% chance to apply a slash on critical. So let's say that this had a really high crit stat. I don't know. Yeah. Let's say this had a really high crit stat and you're critting on every single hit, then you just have a 30% chance to get it. But this slash and all of this other stuff does not come up here because it's a chance on a critical. So there's not going to be any slash buffs there, and no other slash like Sawtooth Clip and all that won't work because it's not built into the weapon. But if you're looking for like all of your incarnate form stuff, once you have the incarnate form, this will tell you all of the stats and how they change based on Hemorrhage is another one where it's impact 30% if it doesn't impact. But it's like, oh, critical damage. That increases your critical damage, which this has a really high critical damage. So that's how you know. For Incarnates. But so like if we wanted to build this weapon for Incarnate, I've scrolled on here. Critical chance of 38. I want that higher because 38 is already wicked high. So we're gonna throw a prime pistol on there. If you have normal pistol, it's it's gonna change it drastically, but you work with what you have. I wouldn't go out and try to buy prime pistol gambit, especially because you don't need it for like most of the game. I wouldn't worry about it. The next one that you would need is like a target cracker. I have prime target cracker. I haven't leveled it up. It takes a ton of endo to level these things up. Like a base is like 40,000 endo from base to whatever, and then almost 2 million credits. So I wouldn't worry too much about prime because they also are hella expensive. But so let's say I don't have a prime, right? So right now we are doing 83% chance for a crit, and you have a 60% damage multiplier on that. Now what we're going to look at is we're going to be looking at the galvanized mods. There are a ton of galvanized mods. You get these by doing Arbiters of Hexus. Or not Arbiters of Hexus. You get them through a vendor near Arbiters of Hexus, where you do arbitrations. I will talk about how to do that later. But once you get enough, you can buy these galvanized mods from the Arbiters, from a vendor near Arbiters of Hexus. But if you don't have them, that's okay. There should be other mods just like it. Hold on, I gotta find one that actually. Wait, let me see. Galvanized diffusion. Okay, hold on. Let me check my. I know I have these. I don't know if I have the diffusion. So like, oh, galvanized chamber. Galvanized chamber, increase multi-shot. Split chamber, increases multi-shot. There you go. LE or aptitude. Oh, increase status chance. Rifle aptitude, increase status chance. So there are corresponding mods. So you don't need them. They're just better because while this might not. Okay, hold on. Here. While this doesn't give as much multi-shot as a max split chamber, because max split chamber gives 90, this gives 80, but this says on kill 30% multi-shot for 20 seconds, stacks up to 5 times, so you can really ramp up that status effect very quickly. We're building this one. So let's say I'm just gonna throw in a galvanized mod because multi-shot on some weapons is good, some weapons are bad, but in this case, I think it's going to be good because we're trying to build up that Incarnate, and we'll talk about how Incarnates work and how we're going to build it up and all that. Because Incarnates can completely change a weapon from bad to good very quickly. This has fire rate and multi-shot. What if I threw that on there? Well, now my fire rate goes up, and now I shoot 2.6 bullets. Each damage instance has its own chance to apply status effects and crit hits. So the more status effect you build into this, or critical that you build into this, the better. So we're looking like an 83 and a 5.1. So let's go for crit, right? If I throw another critical damage on there, well, now I have a 6.6. right? That's pretty cool. The issue is I only have 7 capacity left. So the only way for me to get more capacity is by coming here, polarizing it. Now, polarizing can only be done when you have the weapon at level 30 at max rank. Well, depending on the weapon. So most weapons, once you get them level 30, you can then forma them. Formaing them will reset them back down to 0. You got to get them back up to 30. But depending on your rank, you will have more slots. So if you're rank 20, you will have base 20 slots before you potato it. When you get the weapon at base, once you max it out and then you forma it, you will go back down to 20 until you get it back up. But if you're, let's say, you're MR10, you'll only have 10 mod capacity. The next one is going to be your this, which is just going to give you a free 30. Just straight up, it's just going to 2 times the max rank. You're just getting an extra 30, so you're going to be at 60 at max, and then if you're MR10 and you reset it, you're going to have 40 mod to play with. But in this case, we are going to remove this one, and I think we are going to remove this one, just so that we can see exactly what status effects can do. All right. If I could spell status, there we go. I don't need status. Wait, what am I doing? I need, let's throw on, because right now we have, well, we do normal heat and radiation. Incarnated form. We're looking at this and this, so we've got a decent amount of whatever, right? This is what we're going to be looking at. I believe this is our secondary fire. So let's go ahead and give us, with heat, that's going to strip armor. So magnetic. We are, instead of throwing this stuff on, what we're gonna do is we're gonna throw this on. Actually, I'm not gonna do that just because I want magnetic, but I don't want I don't want to lose all my capacity. If I got more capacity afterwards, I will. Standstill on melee increase mod cap as well, like auras, right? Yes, they do. Yes. So this, I don't know if I have a standstill. I do. So yes, that increases from 34 to whatever, and then if you max it out, it'll give you more. So in this case, I'll get 10. So it went from 30 to 40. If I were to potato it, which I'm not going to, I would go from 40 to 70. After that, so we have magnetic, but I want to make corrosive too. Now, here's what you gotta remember, is corrosive here. I'm gonna throw this Tox mod on. That's gonna increase their status chance. Now, because I threw this Pistol Pestilence on, and I have heat on my weapon, it's gonna go to gas. Now, that is okay, because if I throw a Jolt on, so this is a Toxic, this is what we call a 60-60 Toxic mod. It gives 60% Toxic, 60% status chance, or, like, this would be a 60-60 Magnetic mod. Because it would get, actually it's 60-40, but this is 60-60 because they give 60 of the element, 60 status chance. These are really popular, and you want these for your builds. But because I threw this Jolt on there, it's going to get rid of that. It's going to get rid of the gas and make it into corrosive. Now, if I were to throw on a heat mod, this one, it would just increase the amount of heat damage that I do. But if I were to throw on a cold mod, it would start doing blast damage. But we don't want to start doing blast damage because all that does is make it explode. We want that heat damage. Sometimes it's not going to be possible due to the way that things are set up, but that's okay. I think the last thing that we are going to do is actually going to status chance. We are going to increase our status chance as much as we can here. So we're going to use a Sure Shot. And that is going to be it. So these increase our status chance. This also increases our status chance. So we're looking at 80 for status, 83 for crit. And we'll actually do a side-by-side comparison here. We will be using, this is going to be your base weapon. So this is your base Anos. First things first, you walk up here and you shoot him in the face. it's gonna be hard to see with my Caliban in the way. That I have to get headshots to prime that bar up low. But this is just the base weapon hitting a head. This is the base weapon hitting a hitting a body. All right, let's swap over to our Incarnate. So now we have a completely separate weapon that, let's be honest, does kinda shit damage. That heat is stripping their armor pretty well though. And it's doing quite a bit of damage. But I have to kinda be, I think I have to be kinda close to this. He's just a lot of health. That's doing quite a bit of damage to a 130. Like, if you were to take this into lower level content, which you couldn't get straight away, it would do a decent amount of damage. It killed them pretty quickly. It's taking quite a bit of damage from that. Now, the other thing is, this does radiation. So, we know that this radiation is from this Incarnate form. And this is another. I think this is from... Let me check. Radiation. That should be enough Incarnate form. You can also start it without having a full meter, and end it early by hitting this same button. So this does radiation, and then this blast does... Okay. So, because we want to check out radiation specifically, here's what we're going to do. We're going to turn off Pause AI. We're going to turn on Invincibility. And I don't think I have a campaign. So now they're going to be shooting at me. And now I have to, like, actually line this up, which sucks. And now they're going to shoot each other. So they're hitting each other. This kind of also shows how difficult it's going to be to hit some of these headshots. So that's okay. Yeah, so they're just kind of they're kind of goofy, right? So all right, let's go ahead and hit Pause AI, clear, emulate, and then we are going to head over. We're going to switch to configuration that I just set up. Now, because this is an Incarnate first weapon, which means that it came with an Incarnate, I didn't have to go for it. I had to unlock this evolution for it to work and get the Incarnate, but I haven't unlocked any of these other evolutions, so there is nothing else affecting it. And then we are going to unpause AI, turn on... I think I actually do have to turn on Friendly Fire. Up the weapon, that might help. So we know that we're already doing significant damage with this weapon. And then let's do this. Already a ton of damage, a ton of stacks. And they took a decent amount of damage from that. A lot different from... And we can swap. See, they're actually attacking each other for once. Okay. And I'm actually going to... Pause AI. And we'll do this, and we'll see. Oh yeah, that does a significant more damage to enemies than it did before. It does a little bit here, and then when it does this big hit, it almost kills them. Now, of course, this isn't going to be the best weapon. It's just a weapon that I had on hand to show you. But that's kind of like the thought process behind it of, oh, if we're going to be armor stripping with heat anyways, throw on some magnetic, throw on some corrosive. Let's see what it can do. And this is a really nice area to be able to just go, okay, yeah, let's keep doing this, and then we'll try this too. And, you know, might as well try this. And it's like, I could increase the critical damage in the magnetic even more. And, like... So the critical damage is now going to go up even more. So every yellow is going to be, everything other than white is going to be technically a crit, so it's going to do even more damage now. If you don't know how crits work is they start on a 100% fashion. So what that means, a really bad explaining it. what that means is that my crit here is at an 83, right? That means that 83% of the time, I'm going to crit. But let's throw on primed pistol gambit. Now what this does is it increases that up to up to 109%. So let's go ahead. Now we're still gonna see white here because I was looking specifically at the not this charge up section, but it's the section after that that's gonna be doing a lot of it. We're gonna see only yellows here, and there's 0 chance for us to get a white during this final blast that it does that final blast of this damage. So having over 100 guarantees you yellow crits. Now you might see people talking about orange or red crits. Those are a little bit different because you have things like your galvanized mods that can increase your. Here, let's see if I can swap to a. My Bratton has a crit chance of 144. 144% chance to hit a crit, basically meaning that I believe, yeah, so after 100% you have a chance to hit a orange crit. You're guaranteed yellow crits and have a chance to hit orange crits. Over 200% you have a chance to hit a red crit. There are crits after that, but they are all given with the red color. So in this case, I got 144, which means I am capable of hitting orange crits. But if I go to Galvanize... Actually, this is not a good one, because I don't have the... I have to find one that I've got the thing on for. Oh, it's the Burstin, I think. So Burstin is a 150. And I have... status chance, actually. Okay, so I got a 150 here, which means they can be orange crits. But if I remember correctly, I believe this weapon can hit red crits because of some weird janky stuff in the background. This weapon is built for high-level gameplay. So red. Yep, see, you just get a lot of orange crits very quickly. And you can see the power of a slash build. And we could talk about why that is in a moment after I finish. Not to kill him. Slash viral build are very good because slash ignores armor and ignores shield. And viral increases your damage to health. So anything that has health is going to be really, really susceptible. Anything that has a large health pool, or anything that has like a large shield pool but a low health pool is going to be really susceptible to a slash viral build. As you saw there, they all have decently high armor, but we just say fuck you, and instead of armor stripping it, we just ignore it entirely. This goes for weapons like the... I think the Bratton. Yeah, like the Bratton, where I can come over here, and Bratton shoots like this. Incarnate, Bratton now shoots like this. But you can see that it is absolutely shredding because the slash procs that are hitting are going right through and just ignoring. You can see if I... Like, you can see it as a slash proc, and they are just slowly ticking away at that. But the more slash procs you add, they do an initial hit plus the after effect. So most of this isn't actually the bullets hitting, it's the slash proc initialization. So yeah, if you're going for something like this, oh, let's see, my crit is at a 20, my status is at a 10. So I might just want to go for a straight up damage build, but I'm probably going to go for a crit build on this because I can, and it's decently high. So yeah, so that's one thing that you want to look at when you're modding. When you're modding Warframes, which I completely forgot that we were doing, and back to. Let's pick a thing. Oh, let's pick the let's pick the Sentient Wraith. Let's make this as debilitating as possible. So if we increase the strength to as much as we can, like let's say, oh, I want strength. I don't give a shit about duration because if they're all dead, it doesn't matter, right? And instead, actually, we're gonna be using we restore health on this. We're just gonna be using more ability strength, right? Like just keep throwing more ability strength on there. As much as I would love to use like precise intensify, I can't. More ability strength, right? Now we have just a shit ton of ability strength. So now when I hit this, it's gonna do 6,600 damage with Tau, and it's going to have really high it's gonna take a ton of energy though, right? So let's say, what if I did this? If I do want to increase the range just a little bit, because I feel like, you know, maybe it's a little one-sided. Let's do that. Let's increase the range a little bit. So now we're gonna have a little bit more range to it, and then we're gonna throw on something, I don't know, that's gonna in like efficiency. But fucks our duration? Sure, why not? Bam. So now this is gonna fuck our duration, but we don't care about duration. We just care about the fact that it's gonna be efficient to the point where it's gonna be like usable more than once, right? So now we're at 220. So clear and put the Oricum back. So, and I come here, and then I hit this, and everything's in the air. Now, they haven't taken a ton of damage because they're really high level, but they're really susceptible to damage. Like, let's use this weapon that we've been gearing up on. And we'll hit him with that. Let's do this. Maybe if I charge hit this and start charging this. Like, ooh, good combo. But of course, this is probably not what this spam is probably not what this was meant for. So maybe that won't work. So then we go back to the drawing board. Okay. If that won't work, what if instead I removed my... What if I remove this? And we're gonna make another one of these because I can, and it'd be funny. So what if I use my Razor motor, right? So what this does is now I have swapped it from a build of using my second ability. Nope, not appearance. I swapped it from using my second ability to using a combination of my third, using Ortholist, and my first. So for reference, this is my original build of my first. So, you go to Ortholus, you place them down, you hit one, they're all now in a nice neat ball. Oh, I know this didn't possible. Oh, they're Ortholists, and now we're gonna put them all into a nice neat ball, and now the Ortholists are just gonna go ham on them, pretty much killing all of them. It's very nice, and I love the build. It's a very fun build. Well, let's go to config B here. This is the build that I've made right in front of you. This is going to be major, like, need to go to Ortholus, summon them, and then we'll go around in a circle, and then everything will instantly die because we have so much ability strength. Let's grab these guys and throw them over here. Look at that. Throw them in that little pile, and then they get shot at, and then they die. So this is a really high ability strength. The issue is, if I don't hit anyone... Oh no, I don't hit anyone. Oh no, I don't hit anyone. I have to respawn these. Or, oh no, I don't hit anyone. Now I'm down to, like, I can't cast anything, which does happen in other builds, but, you know, you gotta keep in mind, you know, energy efficiency. With Caliban, you don't really see that energy efficiency because if you build into his 1, it can be a really good build. But if you were to run someone, I don't know. If you were to run like a Dante, right? Let's say you wanted to run a support Dante, which I think is what I pretty much built here. This is basically, I'm using my 2nd to give everyone just a shit ton of overguard. So my strength is really high and my efficiency is really high. But, like, you know, I hit this, I hit this, I hit that. I have a ton of ability, like, I can only do this so much. And if you have to spam this, because people are, because, you know, people are dying really quickly, it can be an issue. So, you gotta keep that in mind. Or, like a Titania, I know this happens a lot. Nope. Oh, where's my Titania, that even though I'm, like, spawn in or whatever, and I hit 4, and then I want to go really fast, or I want to kill it, I want to nuke everything, I'm running out of this surprisingly slowly. You might run out of it very quickly. Also, this is a Titania build. I digress, though. But yeah, no, so you definitely want to build, like, this is built... Oh, because I built it for... Hold on. What fucking build is this? Wait a minute, what? Alright. Let's say I don't have it built for anything, and I do this, and I do this. I can only use so many of these before I'm out, and I'm gonna fall to the ground. So, keep that in mind as when you're building. That you do need to, like, remember that could be a possibility or an issue. And you might have to build it. Like here, I've built heavily into efficiency. And I have built into duration, because I knew that it was going to be, you know, not great efficiency-wise. But some people just don't care. Like, you know, if you're using Zinurk and you have low-cost abilities, you can just do one of those and you'll be fine. As for otherwise for modding, oh yeah, let's talk about where you can get mods. Because I can go do that. So, we can talk about where you can get mods, because there's a couple places. I would recommend places, things like, Warframe Wiki, that will help you with that.
I can see you are...
Like, let's go here.
This is how I
You can get some mods for specific things. Like, oh, here's a Warframe mod. Energy orbs grant 50% more ability strength to your next cast. That's really good if you're picking up a ton of energy orbs. Death Cube drops an energy orb after assisting a kill. So using these two together is broken. But yeah, so that's where you can get one thing. We're gonna go to our Arbitration Honors. So this is where you can get these 3 specific mods, and then
await you.
Some of these mods. But you can get these in other places. There's no reason I should have combat. And then here's how you get all the galvanized mods. You get these ice. Also, you get Grendel. You get these essence by doing arbiters, by the way, right here. By doing a thing that I will show you right now. Gonna go into navigation, and we go into alerts. Here, right at the top, arbitrations. It tells me it's a survival mission. You go into this mission, and you have to kill Arbitration Jones. Arbitration Jones will drop our Vitus Essence. Vitus Essence is what you use to buy things from Arbitration Honors. Alright. The next way, most vendors will have like 1 or 2 mods. These vendors all have mods for warframes and weapons. Like, let's say I want that new Caliban mod. Boom. It's not here. You have a bunch of Excalibur mods that you can buy from Arbiters of Hexus. But if I go to Cephalon Suda, Caliban, whoa, it's here. So if you're looking for a specific mod, you do not have to rank all these up. It is possible to rank all of them up. However, you have to like meticulously choose which. You can't like, oh, I need this item, let me go grind it. It's a, oh, I need to meticulously keep them all at 5, and it's really annoying, apparently. But yeah, no. So if you really, really want a an item from this, I would recommend going into a chat, like this trade chat, and going, hey, want to buy name of mod, 150, or want to buy name of mod, and then people will go, hey, I really want that, that mod, or I really want to sell this mod, so here you go. Or, oh, hey, I can get that mod and I can make some plat off of it, and you will be selling for plat. If you do not have plat, there are two ways to get it. That's either through trading, or the way that most people go for if they have IRL money, which is you go here, you go get platinum, and you can buy platinum, but these are expensive. This is, I have a 20% off, so all of these prices are going to be weird. But this is $5, this is 10, this is 20, this is 50, this is 100, this is $200. But you do get some stuff like Animal Instinct, Seeking Fury, and Armor Agility, or Animal Instinct and Seeking Fury, depending on the thing that you get. This, you just get Seeking Fury. So keep that in mind of, hey, I really need
Operator,
that
were
mod,
you
and if you
visualizing
have
a
the money
bloody
you want to
battle?
spend on it, you can buy platinum.
Me too.
But I think that's it. Oh, there are Parazon mods, which we can go over. If you look at a mod, that's another thing. If you look at a mod,
If I may say,
at the bottom,
operator,
it'll say
your chosen
pistol.
warframe suits you.
Aha, let's go over here.
Ha ha.
So if I look at this mod, it says Sentinel, which means I'm only going to use it on Sentinels, which are going to be a companion. This one just says rifle, railjack. Oh, this one's a Warframe mod. This one's a Warframe. This one's a Railjack. That's a companion mod. There's your there's for any primaries, bows or otherwise, or shotguns, rifles, whatever. Here's your melee. Here's your pistol, whatever. Then you can step through. Oh, I'm looking for only Warframes. Oh, I'm looking for just aura mods. I'm looking for just augments. I'm looking for just primaries, just secondaries, just melees. Now, with primaries, you also got to keep in mind there are rifle and there are shotgun mods. So, like, I've got Shotgun Hell, or Galvanized Hell with a shotgun mod, Galvanized Savvy, which is a shotgun mod, but these do rifle mods. Then you got your stance mods, which are like aura mods, but here are melees. You have your Exilis mods, which I didn't actually go over. These are mods that you can put into any spot on a Warframe. However, so like Preparation, I could technically put right here. I could technically put Preparation right there, or there, or there, but I choose not to because it has a specific slot like here. Right? It has a specific slot where that symbol at the top of the thing lines up, and that means that can go there. So if I wanted to put like a normal mod there, like say I wanted to put Blind Rage, it'd tell me, hey, this slot is reserved for Exilis mod. So you can go right here, you can go, boom, I'm looking for an Exilis mod. Ooh, I want to put Rush on there. I don't know why you would, but you know, you can. So yeah, bam, those are your Exilis mods. Then you have your vehicles, which are going to be your Necromex and your Necromex. That's where those are going to go. You have your Arc Guns, which are your Arcwing guns. Have your Arc Wings, which are your Arc Wing. Have your Companions, which are your Companions. Or you have your Robotic, which is going to be your Robot Companions. Most of these are going to be Sentinels. They also, like, show you, oh, Worm, Pigeon, whatever, right? Then you have your Beasts, which are probably going to be, these are a lot of the time going to be, like, running around and stuff. Your Railjack mods, these are important mods, but you don't need all of them. In fact, I've got a lot of extra ones. And then you have Riven mods. These are special type of mods you can get for a higher level gameplay. That you basically, like, let's see. Oh, hey, I've got this Pistol Riven mod. So, I'll
It
go.
is always
I'll go
satisfying
unveil one.
to
Fuck it,
watch
why
you
not?
work, operator.
This Pistol Riven mod. Let's go upgrade this weapon. Oh, I've got this Pistol Riven mod that I want to do. So it'll say, hey, currently, Pistol Riven. Boom. You have 11 Riven slots available. My apologies for that noise. You have 11 Riven slots available. So let's say that I wanted to, get a Pistol Riven mod. If I equipped it to this weapon, it does not have to be this weapon, right? So, like, if I put this on the Anos, I might get a dual toxis thing. So, oh yeah, let's put that on there. Okay, cool. Yeah, would you like to equip this? What this will do is it will unveil it. Once it is unveiled there, you cannot sell it, and there are two ways to, then reveal its true form. This is veiled, like the normal form. You can sell these for minor plat, You unveil it by equipping it. It will give you a challenge. Kill 64 enemies with headshots in 1 day. So that's pretty easy, and I can do that relatively quickly. But let's say, oh, I really didn't. I really don't want to. Oh, they don't cost anything when they're unveiled. So, or when they're like have an unveiling challenge. So it doesn't have a cost, so you can throw it on with like 0 mod left. So that's a good thing to keep in mind. But like, oh, kill 64 enemies. I don't want to do that. If you have a Riven Cipher, you can click here, and you could use the Riven Cipher to get it. I'm not going to do it on that one because that would be useless. What I am going to do, come over here, take that Riven Cipher off. We're going to put a new one on. Oh, sustain a 6 times melee combo. So, mind you, this is on a pistol. So it has to be on a pistol that you are running, but now I have to sustain a 6-time melee combo for 30 seconds with an active sentinel present. That's also really easy. 30 seconds. So, that's a little too hard for my liking. No, I don't want to do it, and I've got the extra Riven Sliver, I've got the stuff, so we're gonna go to Rivens. Let's find that one. I don't really do that one, so we're gonna unveil it, right? Bada bing, bada boom. It's for the. I am actually about to make these. So yeah, boom. Wow, that's bad. Okay, so what this does is it reduces weapon recoil. We're gonna walk through each of these together. Reduces weapon recoil. This is, I want to say, by technicality, or like a plus. Weird because it shouldn't be. Anyways, and the next one is damage to infested. Don't really care about that. And then it's plus ammo maximum. Ooh, we don't really care about that a lot of the time. And then you have minus 121 slash. Now, you can get weapons that have that have like 3 positives. In this case, it'd be 3 positives because you don't want weapon recoil. You don't want damage to infested. Or you don't want weapon recoil, so it's reducing it. You want damage to infested, so it's increasing it by 1.49. So it's increasing it by 49%. If it said 0.49, then it would be down here and it'd be a decrease. And then this increases your ammo maximum by 100%, so that's doubling your ammo maximum. But it's reducing all of your slash damage it's like reducing all of your slash by 121%. So unless you can get your slash above 121%, this is reducing this weapon's ability to have a slash. So let's say I really like this weapon. And I want to keep using it, right? But I don't like... I'm actually... I don't like the rerolls on it. You can re-roll it. I'm gonna go to Iron Wake. I'm gonna go buy a couple things, and I will show you. Because that is... it is important, because I know, like, I had a Torrid Riven. Torrid's a very good weapon that, I'd highly recommend that you pick up. Hi, yes, I want to pick up Kuba. If you pick up Riven Slivers, you can sell them here. You can buy some Riven. Riven City. No. Alright. So next, let's say I wanted to re-roll that Riven, because let's be honest, I don't give a shit about weapon recoil because I can, like, handle my own weapons. But I do care about, that reduction to slash. So I don't like the fact that, and also that shows you at maximum. So like, if I wanted to, like at max, it was showing me the max case. But it's like, oh, well, I really want, you know, to be able to put slash on this weapon. So I'm going to go here, select the mod, right? And then select the correct one. It also tells you what weapon it goes to. So if there's like there might be up to like 3 weapons here for like different weapon types of like, oh, the Bursted Prime, and the Bursted Wraith, or whatever. Or like the Ignis Prime, and the Ignis Wraith, whatever, right? Let's cycle this for 900. This can go up to 3,500 before it caps out at that. So let's reroll it for 900. Now, I have the option to pick between this one and this one. So this increases my ammo maximum, my fire rate, my damage to Grineer, but reduces my critical damage. Well, I don't like that. I really, really want my critical damage compared to this one, but this one has no good perk. Realistic. This one has one good perk of fire rate, so we're going to keep that one. And we're going to cycle it again. And whoa, would you look at that?
Operator, the system
This
needs
has
you. Will you
Toxic,
begin another mission?
as weapon recoil, which we don't really care about. You have your punch through, but you have your critical chance down here. This sucks. We're going to keep this one, though, because this one's still going to be better. This one's still going to be better than this one. All right. That will be the end. If you guys have any more questions, let me know. And I will let me know in the comments, or let me know in stream chat if you're in stream right now. I will be back. I'm going to end the recording. So, bye. All right, chat, give me 1 second. I will be right back. Alright, chat, I am back. Alright, okay. So, Hassan, I don't know how long Seiko's just been but apparently. Alright, let's level up some weapons, I think. We're gonna go check infusions as this. Level up some Stug. I'm I could grab Morpheus. We're gonna go ahead and grab some detonation projectors. Asian. Terminate or exterminate. We're gonna go ahead and grab.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Whee!
I'm still holding.
If you guys need any builds at all, let me know, because I will 100%. I would love to help with builds. Because, you know, I love build crafting. It's one of my main things in this game, so. Here we go. If you see a build that you like, let me know. I will grab it for you and I can give it to you. If you have a thing that you like, a Warframe that you don't know how you want to build, or you want to build but you don't know how, let me know. Always be of service.
Let's go.
You can also ask in my Discord. !point Discord should bring it to you. If it does not, I can actively type it in for you. Because, you know, mods in this game are important, but some people don't want to or cannot comprehend how the mods work because they're insanely complicated. So unless you spend the time, or you watch a guide video like the one I just made, it's gonna be very, very hard for you to try and grasp the mods on your own.
The enemy is broken. Well done. Now get to extraction.
Yeah, I went from the best. That's really funny. Come on, thank you.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Yay, again! For anybody that doesn't know how invasions work, get to run them 3 times, so I'm pretty much just that here until I finish the 3rd one.
Eliminate all Corpus threats.
I also get faster with every ability cast, so... Everything burns. The ground, the ground, the ground.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Gasp, I lost my 100. Damn, how much damage did they do at once? What the fuck? That was crazy fast. Wait, where is this bringing me, dude? Bring me up here, got it.
The enemy is broken. Well done.
And now I
now
gotta
get to
speedrun to the
extraction.
end. And now Vivid. I can't just... I won. Guys, my alarm's going. What the fuck happened? Oh, it defaulted to. Okay. Hello. It's like an hour long. Alright, that's fair. What's up, Moon Salad? Thanks for all the questions. That was gas. We love it when people ask questions here. Great.
This is a mobile defense mission.
Ew.
You must deliver payloads and defend a number of locations while I break into the network. Be prepared for heavy resistance. I can't do this without you.
Guys, I'm throwing.
Here is a terminal. Get me in and get ready to defend. I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment. Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Or Warframe is one of the most exciting,
Stay
boring games
focused.
you can play.
There's a heavy
right?
unit approaching.
They're an L4? Why do we have an L4 in here? I guess I need those detonator injectors.
We fought with honor.
I'm included in this group, but I always do find it funny when people are like, "What? Why do we have an L4 in this like low level thing?" And then I realize
Area
that they're
completed.
running,
Move on.
like,
I need
grabbing it?
access to a terminal. Find one and patch me in.
Dong, you grabbing it? Dong, you grabbing it? I think someone got it. I got another text. It's probably another scamming one.
Terminal spotted. Upload me and prepare to
Whoever has
defend.
this- Throw here? Oh, it's still a fucking option.
I'm in, Tenno. This will take a moment. Still working on it. Continue to defend.
Target killed.
Oh dear.
Stay focused. There's a heavy unit approaching.
Yay! Boring. That's not doing anything. Odd. Usually I would run Wukong if I realized that
We are finished here.
faster than-
Move on.
The fact that I can't fly in miniature form.
Location reached. Drop me in and defend our position.
Oh, that's crazy. All the way back here. It's like a masterpiece.
I'm in,
So-
Tenno. This will take a moment.
Methods.
Still working on it. Continue to defend. The odds were against us, Tenno, but we did it. Mission complete.
Come on!
God, that was clean. Oh my lord. That was clean, baby. Clean. Obi-Wan. Why I
Target
love it.
killed. Oh dear.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
That Genzurgle fire up. Did I? That'd be really funny if I hadn't yet. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm done. I'm done yapping.
Were you
I didn't-
recording a YouTube video?
Oh, I was on stream too. Yeah.
Oh.
I'm still on stream. But yeah,
I
no,
just thought you were recording a YouTube video.
I was.
Okay.
Okay, so apparently I did swap back at some point. That's good. I have to record that whole modding section. Alright, do I have anything to do today? I should probably do. Cricket looks alright. Cricket looks. Let's get circuit done. Whoop whoop. If I get circuit done, I mean I'm gonna be here for a minute just waiting. Strategic, I took that now, so now I can go collect my plants. So I get double plants. Strategic.
Bombastine will be abroad today. A petty man, hiding behind a mask of ingratiating smiles.
Oh, that's what it is. I love Greta. Well, that's this one, right?
A true Tenno understands how to combine the elements coursing through their warframes. Prove yourself. Find a crucible and the amphors it needs to create a complex elemental force.
Alchemy. Ugh. God, I fucking hate alchemy. Anyways, hey,
Your enemies hold
no,
the
not when I move
amphors
into
the
college tomorrow.
crucibles need.
what do you mean? It'll give you the perfect thing to do in college.
Toxin
Yeah,
and
I
are
have
the
other
seeds of the
gambling
viral
addictions to
elemental force.
get over first.
It's not a gambling game, okay? Fine.
No, I have gambling addiction because I have to get over it.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It's not a gambling game, but it's fine. It's fine. Play this and get over your gambling addiction together.
No, I like my gambling addictions.
Well, then you're not trying to get over them.
I'm not. I'm really not.
Guys, I'm the only one doing the objective. What they say. What Warframe do you think it's cosplay as? That's a cool thing.
Cut the enemy forces down.
Wukong. Oh,
Take the Amphors
Why
and
Wukong?
hurl them at the Crucible.
that's like the only one I remember.
I'm gonna beat people with my crotch stick.
Crotch stick?
Yeah, Wukong's fourth abilities. He just pulls a stick out of his crotch and then kills you with it.
Okay. Okay.
That's what it is!
Okay.
I mean, it's like, I'm probably gonna run with, most definitely gonna run with a boy Warframe. A male Warframe. Or, not transgender, I'll run Ash, the Warframe. That is a Warframe, they're not trans. I will probably be running a either non-binary or Warframe. Probably not gonna be running Temple. I could do Caliban, but that means I have to split myself in half, and that ain't happening. Or I make it slightly bigger than it should be, to allow for a slit to go through with LEDs and epoxy, but that's gonna get heavy as fuck.
A new element is born. Find the next Crucible.
So I'm gonna spend some time today on making the front side of Warframe Armor cosplay for enough time.
A blast Crucible. Mix heat and cold amphors.
So I could do Wukong, but like, that just means I'm a molten monkey. Like, that feels like a really hard cosplay to pull off, and a lot of resin that I don't want to have to deal with. Actually, no. I wouldn't need resin for the cosplay. It'd just be a lot of LEDs that I'd have to work with. Which either way, it's gonna be a lot of LEDs, but that's like an absurd amount of LEDs. And I can't play either of my. I can't play two. It's either if I wanted to play one of my 3 favorite Warframes, I would be cosplaying one of them. I'd have to cosplay as Caliban because I'm not cosplaying as Citrine. The slut. Not though. Anyways, I digress.
What?
Oh, you should see Citrine. She just has an entire gap down, right from like her neck all the way down to her thighs. It's insane.
1 second, I'm searching this up.
I.
Okay. That's okay.
Yeah, see what I mean? I'm not cosplaying that. In the words of not me, actually, one of my friends that I play Warframe with, the Crystal Sea. The Crystal Sea, or whatever the fuck he said. Something like that.
Good.
Anyways, yeah, I'm not
Replicate
cosplaying
these
her. I'm not
elemental
cosplaying Titania because
combinations
Titania is
as you
literally just a
modify
fairy.
your weapons and warframes.
Caliban is just. I have to split myself in half.
Do not expect me to tell you when to stop. Judge for yourself. creatures of the deep void are assaulting the Undercroft, tearing rents in its fabric. Seal them up again, or worse foes than Thrax may emerge. You will have to be nimble to collect those energy globes, but they are the only means to close the breaches.
And it's so weird that I can't fly. I'm so used to being able to fly for these. I don't want to play Stynax as I don't want to have to get nipple tassels. I could do Dante, but he's boring. I hate those bad. Look at the male warframes. I can play both. I wouldn't have anything against the Volt.
The rupture is closed. The paradox stabilizes. Fight on. Close the ruptures as you would staunch the wounds of a comrade. A breach has been sealed. Excellent work.
Yeah, I'm Axe down, not playing Necros. Necros actually could be pretty cool. Atlas could be cool, Rhino could be cool. It's gonna take a lot of craft foam, dude. And money that I don't
If the Void
have.
Angels break through the wall, their master will be freed. Do not allow that to happen.
It's like how my fucking budgeting is gonna work is it's gonna be like my rent and all that, and then it's gonna be like all my bills and rent and shit, and then like 50% of what's left is gonna go into savings.
The Void Angels
And
are
then-
unrelenting. You are all that is keeping them at bay.
25% of that's gonna go into a
Hold
cosplay
fast.
fund, and the other 25 I'm gonna go to spend on. They all spend like $2 per. It'll probably be like $50. Don't know for one of those. What keeps happening? That's making. They're closing shit.
Duviri's defenses are weakest here. You have done well to reinforce them. Will you lay your sword aside and rest? Or fight on? Secrets lie buried deep within the Undercroft. The Paradox provides the means to extract them. You must protect the excavators and keep them powered. extractor requires power. A new extraction site.
What is that melody? Gimme. Fuck yeah, concrete. They got it. Got a baby.
Extractor deploying. A void treasure has been located. Extractor in place. A new void treasure may now be extracted.
I guess what? We throw this one? Can I go grab the
Extractor
battery?
deploying.
But we ignore it.
You have gained much. If you choose, you may now leave. Leave now or later. But leave you must, for the Undercroft is inexhaustible. History dictates that this Tenno asset was destroyed in a grave setback to the cause. Hold the line. No time to rest. Already a new onslaught begins.
Is there a battery over here?
Your resolve is being tested. Do not falter. Prepare yourself. A fresh wave approaches. Like ashes, the enemy has been scattered to the void. It is my duty to make extraordinary demands of exceptional people. Like an infected wound, the paradox breeds defenders out of... Contain the paradox. Kill.
God damn, I've been hitting. Oh, I love this song. You know, from the court first. I don't know what you're doing. I don't want to go. That was so good. Standing up because you can. They don't have a select screen. In green, unless you're standing up, they just give you a stand up animation. This is the thing for when you're down, you just stand up, select your degree,
Foe
select
is
your die
staggered,
again.
but not yet defeated. Persist.
Persist.
What a waste! Just
Oh yeah, guys, what a waste. You're... I forgot my first chase. like, yo, I'm bobbing, I'm bobbing, I'm bobbing.
You have calmed the storm.
So...
Return to the world above. I advise you not to be content with merely doing enough. The Jackal may have been sent to explore Duviri. Ensure it never returns. A warrior must strike where the foe's armor is weakest. Do not hesitate to attack when an opening presents itself. Avoid the beams. You have an opportunity. Take it. You have triggered its defensive precepts. Find where it has fled to. It has support. Change your focus. Turn your fury upon what is vulnerable. It will not get up again. Finish it. Skill has triumphed over mere machinery. You have done well. Duviri is yours. It will wait for you.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
I just woke up from a dream. Around. I'ma love you every night like it's the last night. Like it's the last night. If the war was end, I'd wanna be next to you. If the party over and our time on earth was through. Bye. die with a smile. If the world was ending, I'd want it. Right. Trinity, I do not have. It is. What's Trinity's Grod? Oh, that's not bad at all. Alright. Chat, I'm actually gonna end it here for today. Slow streams to start up again. But not 2 hours, so I'll talk to you guys hopefully tomorrow. For more Warframe. We might be doing Hollow Knight, we'll see. But until then, bye-bye.